Welcome back to Aviation India. Today, we're diving into 5 reasons to avoid the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. At first glance, the Skyhawk looks like the perfect plane, simple, reliable, and widely available. It's the go-to trainer for flight schools and the most produced aircraft in history. But once you scratch beneath the surface, you'll find there are serious drawbacks that might make you think twice before buying or flying one. Stick around, because what we'll reveal today might surprise even the most seasoned pilots. Overpriced for what you get. The Cessna 172 is often seen as affordable because it's so common, but the reality is very different. Buying a new Skyhawk today will set you back nearly $500,000, which is absurd for a 4-seat trainer with limited performance. Even older models, which should be cheap, are still massively overpriced because of their reputation. You're paying for the name and the legacy, not the actual capability of the plane. For the same money, you can find other aircraft with faster cruise speeds, better avionics, or lower maintenance costs. And the worst part? Sellers know how much the 172 is in demand, so they rarely budge on price, leaving you stuck paying top dollar for a plane that doesn't really deliver beyond the basics. Sluggish performance. If you're looking for speed, the Skyhawk will disappoint you. With a typical cruise speed of around 120 knots, it's painfully slow compared to other planes in the same price category. That might be fine for student pilots logging hours, but for anyone who actually wants to travel, the 172 feels like crawling. Even short cross-country flights take much longer than they should, forcing you to plan fuel stops more frequently and adding to the overall fatigue of flying. And when fully loaded, the climb rate drops significantly, making it struggle in hot or high-altitude conditions. In many cases, you'll find yourself burning more time and fuel than you expected, all because the Skyhawk simply can't keep up with alternatives that offer better efficiency and speed for the same budget. Maintenance and parts costs. While the Cessna 172 is popular, its maintenance isn't as cheap as many people think. Parts are widely available, yes, but that doesn't mean they're inexpensive. In fact, because of the plane's legacy and continued demand, suppliers often charge a premium. That means routine upkeep and unexpected repairs can quickly add up, making ownership more expensive than many newcomers realize. On top of that, older 172s often require significant overhauls, including engine replacements, avionics upgrades, and corrosion fixes. By the time you've invested all the money to keep it airworthy, you could have bought a more capable airplane from the start. This hidden cost factor is one of the biggest traps for private buyers who assume common equals cheap to maintain. Outdated design. The Cessna 172's design hasn't changed much since its introduction in the 1950s, and that's a problem. Yes, newer models include updated avionics, but the overall airframe and performance limitations are essentially frozen in time. You're flying a design that belongs to another era, and while some call that classic, in practice, it means inefficiency. The cabin is cramped, the aerodynamic design isn't optimized for modern fuel efficiency, and the high-wing layout, while great for training, creates drag and slows you down. In other words, when you step into a Skyhawk, you're stepping into history, but not necessarily in a good way. Other manufacturers have innovated with sleeker, more efficient designs, while Cessna has relied on brand loyalty to keep selling the same old formula. Poor value as a long-term investment. If you're buying a Skyhawk thinking it will hold its value forever, think again. The market is saturated with these aircraft, and while they're easy to sell, they rarely appreciate in value compared to rarer or higher performance planes. That means if you sink hundreds of thousands into a new or even lightly used 172, don't expect to make a profit down the road. And since the plane doesn't offer standout performance or comfort, there's little incentive for buyers to pay more than the going rate. Essentially, you'll end up putting a lot of money into a plane that will give you very little return, financially or operationally. Unless you specifically need it for training, the Skyhawk is one of the least exciting investments you can make in general aviation. So, while the Cessna 172 Skyhawk is beloved for its reliability and history, the truth is that it's overpriced, underpowered, expensive to maintain, outdated in design, and a poor long-term investment. If you're a student pilot, sure, you'll probably fly one. But if you're looking to own, travel, or get more value for your money, there are better options out there.